Hello, and welcome to Yoga with Yo Gabriella. My goal is to enhance the quality of your experiences and your energy so that you can embody your essence, to understand the language of your body, and to realign the posture of your heart so you can fully indulge with the richness of life. So, whether you're new or you're coming back, I'm so blessed to have you part of this tribe to share this experience with you, and I'm truly honored that you're here. So, whenever you're ready, grab your mat and let's get started. I'm so excited to flow with you today. I'm going to give you a brief structure of what today's going to look like. We're going to tap into the body. We're going to connect, calm the nervous system down, get a little bit of movement to release any tension, and then we're really going to slow it down. We're going to get into some stretches and also kind of challenge our mind, bring awareness to what's going on, and truly captivate our thoughts today. So, whenever you're ready, grab your mats and join me for this flow. You can either be lying down with your eyes closed, or you can be sitting in a cross-legged position, sitting on a chair, whatever feels comfortable for you. I want you to just take a moment to close the eyes, wiggle out any sensations to make you feel comfortable in this pose. Maybe drop the shoulders, unhinge the jaw. If you're sitting down in a cross-legged position, see if you can just gently lift up from the crown as if you're balancing a book on your head. This allows you to drop the shoulders, pressing away from the mat, and connecting to the body. Maybe you take a moment to do a quick little body scan to just observe with awareness the sensations going on in your body, the language of your body, and what your body is trying to express. Hear what your body is saying. Maybe you hear what your feet are saying. If there's any tension here, bring an awareness just to let it go. Your ankles, your shins, calves, your knees. Do they feel crinkly or tight? Inflamed maybe? Your thighs, your glutes, your hips. Taking a moment to take in a deep breath into your legs and exhaling out. Bringing attention to the hip flexors, the pelvic floor muscles, your abdomen, just your lower portion of your torso. Releasing any gripping sensation, any stiffness. And if you're unsure, maybe you flex and you constrict and tighten this area and then let it go. Your belly, does it feel tight, constricted, and stiff? Are you trying to suck your belly in? Or can you allow your belly to flow in and out with your breath? Your heart space, your chest, your shoulders. Notice if there's any weight being carried here. Does it feel blocked or does it feel open? Radiating down your arms, your biceps, your elbows, your fingers, and your hands. Just allowing any of the tensions to melt away. Your neck, your throat, your jaw, releasing any tension. Maybe you feel like if there's a knot in your throat, breathe into the space and give yourself permission to let it go. Understand what it's trying to tell you. Or understand that it's trying to tell you something. You don't have to know that just right now, just yet. Notice the sensations around your eyelids, your eyes, eyebrow, your forehead, the top of your head. Do you notice any tension, any sensations like heat or tingles? Go ahead, take a deep breath in from your nose, feeling the diaphragm activated here as your belly presses out on your inhale. And exhaling, the belly relaxes. I want you to take a moment to notice your environment outside of you. How does it feel? Does it feel tense, pressure, dense? Or does it feel weightless and liberating, peaceful? Now bringing attention to your belly, your gut area. Notice the emotions that are being represented here. Do you feel heaviness, a pit in your gut? Do you feel heat? What emotions are associated? Taking a moment to be present here. Maybe you feel rejuvenated already, peaceful. We're going to activate the vagus nerve. So we're going to take a deep breath in from the nose, and on our exhale, we're going to actually hum through our mouth. So the lips are going to be closed, and you're just going to make a humming sound and notice the vibrations. Maybe you feel it from your belly, drawing up to your heart, to your throat. Maybe you feel the vibrations in your head. But really take a moment to activate your voice box and really connect with your energy center, the space right above your belly button where it holds congruency with what you say, how you speak, and how you carry yourself. So whenever you're ready, your eyes can be open or they can be closed. We're going to take a deep breath in and humming it out. Notice your tongue pressing up to your soft palate as you do this. Go ahead, take another deep breath in and humming out. Inhale and hum it out. If your body is craving a deep breath, go ahead, give your breath. Just notice the subtle changes that you feel in your body, your presence, the space that you take, the space that you share. And knowing that these emotions are typically associated with a thought. A thought is what provokes these emotions if we're not aware or present and really yielding to the space for our soul to be present. You can gently open your eyes And on our next inhale, we're going to lift our hands up overhead, interlacing our hands behind the head, spreading the elbows nice and wide, noticing if your ribs are flaring out. We want to keep them gently tucked. You don't have to force it, just keep it simple. Take a deep breath in. Your gaze is going to be up. So we're not looking with our head up. We're just looking with our eyes. Looking up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, you're slowly going to tuck the chin, rounding the upper body, and then bringing your elbows towards your shins. Inhaling up. Open those elbows nice and wide. Your eyes are looking up. And exhaling, looking down, tucking the chin, elbows towards your shins. Going at your own pace with your breath, inhaling on the way up, noticing the articulations of the spine, and exhale down. Start to notice the awareness of the sensations in your body. Where are you holding the tension through subtle movements? And how can you let go of the tension where typically tension creates compensation in the body? It means that one of our muscle systems or group of muscles is overworking itself. And so the body has to compensate overexerting energy. We're going to go ahead, take one more wherever you're at. Inhaling up. We're going to lift our hands up towards the ceiling. We're going to rotate our chest, moving from the core, the center of your belly button, maybe the spot above. Opening our chest towards the left hand comes behind us, and the right hand comes on top. Notice if you're flat on your left hand and that causes causes you to collapse in the upper body. Maybe you come up onto the left fingertips, reaching up through the crown like you're balancing a book. And we're leading with the conjunction of the energy center and your heart space. The center of your diaphragm, taking a nice deep breath in, relaxing the belly, the shoulders. Maybe you bring your gaze over towards your left shoulder and keeping the nose parallel to the mat, drawing a straight line with your nose. We're going to draw the nose over towards the right shoulder. Inhale and drawing the line back over towards the left shoulder, keeping that book balanced on the head. Over towards the right. We'll do this one more time. Drawing the nose over towards the left shoulder and over towards the right. Keeping the right hand over the left knee. We're going to inhale the left hand up and over, crossing towards the left knee. Rounding the upper body, tucking the chin, rounding the back. Feeling a stretch nice on the back of the shoulder blades, maybe even the neck. And inhale, neutralize your position, releasing your hands and taking a moment just to notice what's being open in the body. Maybe you feel heat, maybe you feel the blood flow coming back to the spine. Whew. And then we're going to inhale, the hands come back up overhead, generating from the center of our torso, opening our chest towards the right. Left hand comes over the right knee, and the right hand comes behind you. You might notice some snap, crackle, pops in the spine, knowing that this is a good thing. It's realigning the joints. The gaze will be over towards your right shoulder. The nose is parallel to the mat. And then draw your nose over towards the left shoulder. Notice the rotations, if there's any rotations even in the shoulder joint. If you feel any of the tendons or the little muscles around your shoulder pulling as you move your head, changing your gaze from one side to another. You want to be super gentle with the neck as this joint is pretty sensitive, pretty delicate. And we want to make sure that we're still utilizing the joint, activating the synovial fluid, providing lubrication so it's not like a door or a car door where it rusts. Gaze back over towards the right shoulder. Keeping the left hand over the left knee, we're going to inhale the right hand up over towards the left knee. And again, rounding the back, tucking the chin, peeling the spine to the space behind you. Inhale slowly, you can release. Taking a moment to notice the openness in your body. And then our legs are going to come out in front. Knees are going to be bent. And we're going to open up our knees to be wider than our hips, kind of like a 90-degree angle. Our hands are going to be placed behind us, and we're just gently going to, it's kind of like we're intentionally pressing a button with our knees over towards the left. Keeping your hands behind. Now we're internally rotating the right leg, and the left leg is going to have an external hip rotation. We're going to be here for about 2 deep breaths, breathing into the belly, lifting up from the chest. Again, we don't want you to collapse down. And if this feels uncomfortable in your body, asking your body, connecting with it, what ways does it want to be modified or moved to feel comfortable, where you're still receiving the benefits of this stretch, but yet feeling comfortable. Taking one more deep breath in and letting it go. Gently, we're going to lift up off of our hands and pressing with our heart space. So I don't want you to round the back here. I want you to press that heart space forward and leaning over as much as it feels comfortable to rest your hands, whether that be in front of your left leg, on top of your left leg, but just leaning with the heart space, and then you can relax the head down. And here, when we get to create space to acknowledge our thoughts, we get to understand and realize where we've been given our power away. These distractions, the lies, the chains that have just been holding us back and keeping us captive. Now we get to take back and reclaim our authority by giving the thought the space to be processed. You get to choose if you want to fuel this thought or not. And just because you have this thought does not mean it's real, does not mean it's true. Go ahead, take one more deep breath in. And exhaling out. Slowly, you can start to walk your hands back up. Maybe you place your hands over your knees to guide it with intention back up towards center. So we're activating the hip flexors and the muscles around the hips, and then placing it on the outsides or the inside of the right knee, the outside of the left, and gently pressing it open towards the right side. Your hands will come behind you. Again, lifting up from the chest. We don't want to round and collapse in the spine. It's kind of like you're balancing that book on your head. And there are proper ways of moving it. It doesn't have to look exactly like that, but it's the intention behind it. And if we're moving our body in an improper way, then that creates a disharmony in our body. And then our body has to overcompensate. And when it has to overcompensate, it actually exerts more energy. And when the energy is being utilized for something that you can prevent, then we're actually draining ourselves versus fueling ourselves. Go ahead, take a deep breath in and letting it go. Gently, you can start to lift off your hands and gently starting to walk your chest forward over your right leg and coming down to whatever feels comfortable for you. Maybe if you need a block, you can always place a block. If you're up onto your hands, you can just leave that there. It's a relationship with your body, and your body is always going to invite you to go in deeper based on the sensations. And in this position, I want you to just ask yourself with honesty, with grace, what is a thought that has been on repeat, that has been holding you back, that might consume you, even no matter how hard you try to forget this thought? Maybe it's like you're doing something wrong, you're not worthy, you're incapable, you're not good enough. And maybe it's something simple. But take a moment to just process what this thought is without judgment, in full honesty, transparency. Because the more you resist it, the more it grips control over you, the more you actually fuel it. So with sincerity, go ahead, take a deep breath in, honoring yourself. And exhale, letting it go. Slowly, you can start to walk your hands back up. Again, placing your hands on your knees and gently lifting your knees back up towards center. We're going to roll over and come onto our hands and knees. And we're going to come into a full frog. So we're going to start to walk our knees out as wide as it feels right and comfortable. The ankles will be in line with the knees and the knees in line with the hips. If you want to place a pillow or a block underneath your hips, you can as well. And the toes are going to be pointed outwards. Take a moment. If this is inviting, you can sway gently forward and back, keeping a gentle activation of the pelvic floor muscles to protect the lower spine and to protect the hips. And after about 3 sways, if your body invites you to go deeper, you can go ahead, come down onto your forearms. You can make a pillow with your arms and rest your head. And there's a process to captivating our thoughts. Once we acknowledge what that thought is, we have to test it. Test it by the Spirit. Is it godly? Is it of love? Is it true? Is it condemning? Then you test it by the Word. Test it by the word of your faith, your foundation, your spiritual guidance. And then test it by its fruit. If you were to act upon this thought, what fruit would it produce? Go ahead, take a deep breath in, acknowledging yourself with that grace. And on your exhale, letting it go. Slowly and gently with control, you can start to press back up into your hands. Being super gentle and mindful with your joints of the hips, you're going to start to walk your feet back in, and little by little, inch by inch, you walk your knees back up into that tabletop position. If you need to make any movements or adjustments to whatever feels comfortable for the spine, please do so, or the hips. And whenever you're ready, we're going to come into a spinal twist. So we're going to walk our knees over towards the right side of the mat. Our hips will come down towards the left. Taking a moment and a pause here, again, slowly introducing a new pose for your body, and then allowing it to invite you to go deeper. You can start to come down onto your bellies. Your right ear or your left ear can drop down towards the mat, whatever feels comfortable for your spine. And your hands can be out into a T position, or you can bend them at a 90-degree angle. Taking a moment to allow the spine to decompress itself. And once we acknowledge the thought, we create space for forgiveness. Can you forgive yourself for maybe opening up the gate and inviting a thought that isn't yours to come in? For these intrusive thoughts that you don't really align with. And it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to manage it, to clean out your garden, to maintain your mental capabilities, to reclaim that power, the authority of your mind, the mental battle. So with grace, take a moment to just forgive wherever that thought came from, whoever planted that thought, the experience that led to that thought. And take as long as you need, but forgive until you find that peace within you. And if it's hard to forgive, asking yourself, what good is it doing to continue holding on? Do you still choose to hold on, or can you forgive? Go ahead, take another cycle of breath, allowing it to be symbolic of letting it go. Slowly, you can press your hands back underneath your shoulders, pressing yourself up, being super mindful of your movement, lifting the hips off the mat. If you need to make any adjustments for the spine or the hips, please honor your body. We'll start to bring our knees over towards the left side of the mat. The right hips will come down. Maybe you notice some more snap, crackle, pops. I know I did. Taking a moment for your breath to invite and create that space in your body. And then slowly bringing your head down and your chest down towards the mat. Again, either ear can drop down, your hands can open up into a T, the elbows can be bent. You can even make a pillow underneath your hands. Whatever feels comfortable for you and your body. And now the final stage is Let in the truth to be written on your heart. What is true that opposes that lie? After you take captive of those thoughts, it's kind of like digging a hole. Once you dig it out, you have to fill it in with something. If not, it will always be a hole. It will be empty. And when it's empty, anything can fill it. But here you get to choose what you want to fill it with. So, what's a truth that you want and get to believe? A God given truth. Something that follows that spiritual guidance of yours, your faith and your foundation. What is true? Feeling the support beneath you. Anchoring in a firm foundation. Take a deep breath. On this next breath, allow this breath to be an anchor, the bridge between the spiritual and the reality, anchoring in this truth into your body, into your cells, that new neural plasticity in the mind. Giving your subconscious mind that guidance as to remembering what to believe and the truth. Slowly, you can go ahead, press back into your hands, lifting your chest off the mat, and gently we're going to roll over onto our backs. Your knees can be bent, drawing them in towards the chest, making any movement that feels good for you. If you want to rock from side to side, allowing your neck to follow, allowing everything to be completely relaxed and limp. Maybe you notice less tension in the body, acknowledging the tension from the false belief has been grounded and renounced. Slowly you can neutralize your body and slowly allow your body to blossom out into our final resting pose. Your feet lay down long in front of you. Your hands come by your side, facing down to ground or up to receive. Rolling the shoulders down and back. Relaxing the jaw. Relaxing the eyes. Taking in a final deep breath in from the nose. Feel the belly rise. Taking in this new version of you. Holding it at the top. And on your exhale, let go of any residuals that's not of you in this new version. Allow your body to be filled with this peace, this truth, and the grace. Go ahead, start to take another deep breath in and sign it out. Slowly, you can start to make subtle movements into the body, starting with your fingers, your toes, hands and feet. Maybe take a gentle, deep stretch with your hands up overhead. And slowly, as gentle as your body will allow, you can slowly roll over onto either side, coming into a fetal position. As the blood gets moving again, you can gently lift yourself up to come into a cross-legged seated position. Taking a moment to rest your eyes, lifting up from the crown, taking a moment to acknowledge the presence in your body, your mind, maybe a little bit more clarity, serenity. Remembering that you can always come back to this video, or even more so come back to this state, just by giving yourself that space, taking captivity of your mind. Whenever you're ready, you can gently bring your hands to prayer pose in front of your heart, honoring yourself for showing up, taking that courage, and truly honoring your light. May you stand in your light and cherish it. Malama Pono. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope to see you soon. I'm truly so grateful to have shared this experience with you. If you are looking to continue feeling expansive, experiencing salvation with a rich quality of life, then please support by subscribing, engaging, and liking this video. Until we meet again, Malama Pono.